Okay, welcome back to episode 8, I believe, of the Survival Series. Last two episodes we've been working on weapons, setting up the data and the framework. This time around we will be equipping weapons, being able to own them, have them show up in our inventory whether or not we have them unlocked. So, let's start off with that. First thing we're going to do is we're going to add a script to our player. So go in our player scripts, and we're going to set in the off player scripts, we're going to create an empty called weapon equip scripts. Alright, we're going to add a trigger on, I think we'll go with on update, and we're going to write a condition. Alright, add a branch. So if stat attribute player, if our weapon 1, or sorry, not if our weapon 1, if our weapon equipped value equals 1, then we will set active weapon 1. Sorry, here I should have probably opened all this up before I showed you. Alright. That's done there. I'm going to go ahead and copy this branch. Then we're going to do that all the way through our weapon. So from weapon 1 all the way to 8, for me at least, we're going to keep copying that script. I'll do it one more time to show you guys. So if weapon equipped equals 2, then we will set active weapon 2 to true. So on and so forth. So I'll meet you guys here when we are done that. Alright, so I've made the script now, so I have every weapon equipped number corresponding with the weapon number. And that will determine what weapon gets equipped. Alright. That script's written in, and now we will be adding these to our inventory. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing here. Why am I closing all that? I'm going to need to open it again in a second, so. Alright, let's go into our inventory here. And where is it? Player HUD, inventory UI. Make sure our weapons tab is open. Yes, it is. And here I'm going to create an empty. This is going to be called inventory weapon 1. Okay. I'm going to create a UI image under that. And this will be our, we're going to say owned. Owned weapon 1. I'm going to find the picture for my weapon 1 now, which I believe is the axe. I'm going to drag and drop that there. I'm going to go ahead and make our owned, or no, sorry, not our owned, our image a little bigger. And I'm going to bring that up somewhere over here. I made a mistake. So this is not actually going to be an image, this is going to be a button. I'm just going to quickly add that in here. Alright. And then this button is going to set the instruction of stat, change attribute, player, weapon equipped, set to 1. Alright, now that will let us equip our axe. But I don't want this to be here always. So what I'm going to do here on inventory weapon 1, we're going to shut this off, the button. And we're simply going to go to the empty that we created for it. We're going to add a trigger. And we are going to do on update run condition. That condition being branch if stat compare attribute player weapon 1 value equals 1. So if we have one weapon 1, then we will set active our owned weapon 1 to true. Alright, now that should be all we need for that. I'm going to go ahead and close the inventory, and I'm going to open our menu. We're going to add a cheat button in here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and copy this button. I'm going to call this button weapon plus. Actually, I'm going to move that over here too. I'm going to rename this W plus. And what this is going to do is this is going to put our player weapon 1 set to 1. Duplicate that 8 times. Weapon 2, weapon 3, and I'm going to do this for all 8, and then I'm going to have another one here that subtracts all 8 too as well. So I'll see you back then. Alright, so I've created my cheat button with the minus weapons setting them to 0 and the plus button setting them to 1. Go ahead and close that, and before we even test that, I'm just going to make sure my player's weapons are already set to 0. So they're most likely not, so we're going to go ahead and do that manually as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn our weapons on, turn them down to 0. I'm going to do that for everything, all my materials, everything, because we might as well. The only things we're going to keep at 1 is our stats. So I'll meet you guys back when we're done that. Alright, so everything's down to 0. We're going to go ahead and give this a quick test now. So off the bat, I'm going to open my inventory and show you that I do not have a weapon in my inventory. There's nothing there. Can't equip the axe. I'm going to go ahead and open my cheat menu and give myself all the weapons here. Okay, now my weapon 1 should pop up. Click on that. Now it's equipped, and we can start using it. Alright, I don't want to be able to attack while in the inventory, so I'm also going to change our inventory to turn off our attacks. So let's go into our inventory menu, and that is going to set active let's see, set active our input controls, combat inputs to false, and on disable we'll go ahead and paste that and set our combat inputs to true. Alright, I'm going to give that a quick test again. I'm going to test it with the main menu as well. Like, I know we wouldn't be able to attack in the main menu, but to be able to close the inventory with the main menu and still have it functional. Okay, add our weapons. I can attack. Now I can't attack. I can attack again. Can attack. I open that. Can attack. Close that. I can attack. Life is good. Everything seems to be working. Alright. Now that that's working, let's go ahead and add the rest of our weapons into the inventory. So turn that back on here. And I'm going to turn on the owned version of the axe for now, just to get an idea of where it sits in the inventory. Alright, so inventory weapon 2. And we're going to move that over here. And I'm actually going to drag and drop it into weapon 1 for a minute, just to see, or just to line things up here. There we go. And I'm just going to rename that, and then rename this one. And I believe this is our pickaxe. So let's find our pickaxe now. Alright, so that's not really sitting where I want it to sit. I'm going to go ahead and adjust that picture. So I'm going to go to none for a minute, and I'll be right back when I fix that. Alright, I guess I'll just do it with you guys if you're using Rapid Icon. Let's go ahead and delete the pickaxe. And let's see, I'm going to add the pickaxe back into that. I'm just going to go ahead and add all the weapons back into that in case we need to do some more adjustments. Oh, that's my mistake. I didn't add in. God damn it. I gotta add the actual weapons themselves. Okay. We kind of want them somewhat lined up, so. And if you're using Rapid Icon and you can see that this stuff doesn't pop up, simply just click out of the folder, close it, and then reopen it, and go back into the folder. Alright, so my pickaxe, I want to adjust all of these. Sorry for having to go through this again, but I don't really want you guys to miss any steps either, so. Alright, so there's our axe. Let's go ahead and do that for the rest of them. Alright, that seems like a pretty reasonable spot for the pickaxe. And I'm going to do these other ones just to be safe. So I'm going to want the top and the bottom to almost meet the edges. And then I know I'm going to be lining them up almost the same now. Alright, so everything's lined up the way I want it to be, except the bow. Okay. Looks good for the most part. Change that to this. Make that a 512. Okay, so there's my bow. All of these are looking good. Let's go ahead and export all these icons again. Now that they're more lined up. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and delete all of these. Our rapid icon again. Drag and drop the new ones in. And make them 2D in UI. Alright, so for our weapon 1 in our inventory owned, we'll put our axe back in that. Weapon 2 now should look pretty but good. Pickaxe. Much better. So much better. And all we're going to do in here, so we're going to change the inventory weapon 2 to if weapon 2 equals 1. Then we will set active our owned weapon to true, and that will be weapon equipped to 2. Done. Next, weapon 3. Go ahead and drop that in weapon 2 to line her up. And I don't know if weapon 1 is attached to weapon 2. No, there's a little bit of a space between, so let's go ahead and add a little bit of a space. Alright, and change that image to our spear, for my spear at least. There we go. And then change the data on that, so if weapon 3 equals 1, then we will set active weapon equipped to 3. Super easy stuff now that we've got it set up. Alright, let's duplicate number 1 and move that down to, let's see, let's line that up good. I'm going to go right there with it. Okay. Now weapon 4 is what? Is our short sword. Okay. I'm not sure what sword, not a great sword. It's one of these guys here. It's this one. So, we'll add that in there. Change the functions again, so if weapon 4 equals 1, then weapon equip equals 4. Alright, I'm sure you guys get it now. I'm going to be doing this for all your weapons, so I'll meet you back when this is done. Alright, so I've added all my weapons in here, and I've changed them all to, you know, if weapon 6 equals 1, then when you press the button, it will set your weapon equipped to 6. I did that for all of them, and it's a good place to test it. So I'm going to go ahead and close the inventory menu. Oh, before we do that, make sure that all of the buttons are turned off. Otherwise, you will always have those weapons without actually owning them. Alright, and then set our menu to false. Let's go ahead and try that. So, no weapons. Cheat menu, add weapons. There they are. Got all of them set up to where I need them to be. Alright. I'm gonna go cheat menu and take away my weapons. Alright, so they are still there, unfortunately. But I don't plan on getting rid of weapons within the game anyways, so that should be fine. But if they were to go away, I'd have to add a branch here on all the weapons individually. So if weapon 1 equals 0, then set active owned weapon to false. So if you do want to have some kind of system where you can sell your weapons, then that's what you would want to add. So that's pretty much it for this video. It's only 20 minutes, that wasn't bad at all actually. Next video, let's add... I'm going to add, well, okay, before I add a vendor to be able to buy the weapons, we're going to have to add our materials and currencies and stuff. So I'm thinking I might tackle that, or we can maybe even add boxes to loot to get our weapons as well, like a very small chance to get a weapon, but for the most part you'll get materials. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I don't think there's anything else left to add. That's pretty much it, other than adjusting the animations per weapons, stuff like that. But again, that's all on your own time because you're not going to be copying me exactly with that. But I will make a video on that, especially for the bow. We are going to have to set some stuff for the bow separately. But yeah, good luck guys. Hopefully that was an easy enough guide for you guys to follow. Hopefully you didn't get too lost there. And yeah, I will see you in the next video.